What about Shaq?
Shaq, I mean, Shaq is Shaq, and he big, I didn't ever take Shaq as a tough guy. I think they more tougher now on TV than they played. When Shaq always complained about guys fouling him and Haggard, this and that. 350 pounds. I mean, what they gonna do? Shaq, Shaq is all right. We had a couple of run-ins. I mean, we straightened them out. One time we had an incident. He crossed the line, and I was me and MJ was together in New York. We was in the Palace Hotel, and MJ went to get some coffee. I was checking out, and I seen him, and I walked up to him like, you've been disrespected, right? Him and his uncle were together. You keep his uncle with it. I said, there was some BS you did. You crossed the line with me. No, Unc, this and that. He called me Unc. And okay, MJ ran in. Oh, what you doing, man? I said, he crossed the line, man. He know what he did. And da da da. So MJ pulled me away. I guess because they frat brothers, but I just all right. I told him what happened. He's like, yeah, that is fucked up. And so I see him in Chicago, and I was with my boys, and I approached him. Somebody told me Shaq was there, and the guy was like, he came and got me, and I was going back to approach him. He left. He must knew. Somebody must have gave him word up. Oak was around the corner. It was just something big. I don't like no sloppy stuff, and I think Shaq is sloppy a lot. And he played that Good Samaritan and all that, and you can play it to people that you get away with it, but I'm not gonna let you get away with it. And teammates, I hear different stuff, and when Kobe said this and that about him, I mean, he got a good heart, but sometimes you know how people are. They try to laugh at you over here and stab you in the back over there.
What did he say behind your back?
No, we can. It was something in Atlanta. Get out. It was something happened, and trying to. It came into. It was something. I don't know if I was. What's the? I'm trying to remember the whole detail. I know we had a run in Atlanta, and it got back to me. It got back to him that I wasn't happy about. It's just something he did sneaky. I don't know. We was at I think Puffy restaurant, and he did. One of his guys, he had his what's this boy name? He do all his running around work, and I know him too. Mark. Mark is his guy. So I don't know if you know Mark, but so anyway, Mark tried to come between it, but somebody had told me, and it was too late, and that's why I was trying to, I wasn't wrong because he was, I was trying to, he did it. He did it. That's why I went at him. He did something. He crossed the line. I just said that he crossed the line, and I approached him. I mean, since then we did a couple of things. I always liked him, but it just sometimes some people they behind you this and that, and then next thing you know they do something. Like I ain't know he would do that, but he wasn't like one of my main friends or nothing. He was friend because we play ball. So like I said, you're not with somebody on a regular basis. Sometimes you don't know what they do, but you can always be present, speak, and have some of the same friends. That don't mean he's my friend, but he was, he know a lot of the same people I knew. So yeah, it's funny.
I always heard a rumor that he be getting robbed in LA and extorted.
Yeah, I heard that too. I can't believe that, but I heard it. I mean, anybody can get. I mean, that was a bad thing back in the day. A lot of guys got robbed in L.A. After them games. When it's at the Forum. Yeah, even if you go out at nighttime, guys get robbed. I mean, that's a big thing in L.A. New York too. Obviously, I know a lot. I mean, a lot of guys, rob people having Super Bowl rings and this and that. I mean, Chicago, a few, but basically an inside job, especially like Chicago, LA, it can happen anytime. You know, New York, a lot of stick up people, all over New York. So you gotta be careful, you know. I don't hear too much about like back in our era. It was a cool era, but stuff still happened. The stick up boys always gonna be out, no matter what, especially when it's a crowd, especially like LA when people used to stay at that Beverly, the Hilton, the Hyatt Hotel, the Beverly Center, the mall is Hotel Nico, then the mall about 2 blocks. They getting robbed 2 blocks to the mall, broad daylights. Stuff happened. I'm trying to remember, but they was the thing, like like I played with a couple guys from LA, so they were saying, man, they robbing, especially at the chicken, what's the name, late night. They go to that Ford Russell, I think no, the burger place,
In and Out Burger,
something, no,
Fat Burger.
might be Fat Burger. So when we used to go to LA, we used to always go to Fat Burger around 5 o'clock. We come into the city, we make the bus stop there because everybody used to love Fat Burgers. Now late night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, nah. Some guys were doing it though, and just one of them things. I mean, they be wanting something that's got to go to practice the next day. All that liquor they drinking, they want to put something on their stomach. So it's a lot of people probably still is happening. It's just the crowd you be with. That was big back in the 90s and early 2000. You go out to a restaurant late night, Fat Burger or something, especially LA. So it's crazy. No, I was gonna say when I was playing in Toronto, we was coming in from Sacramento. We just said, basically when you that close to LA or something, you leave right after the game. So we left Sacramento to come to LA. It was right. Matter of fact, it was like the night before Biggie got shot. Anyway, so we all the guys we going out. We went to Central City. It was a club up there, and we pull up about four. Me, Vince, and some other guys. See Lil C and Biggie outside the club, and I guess an SUV truck. Like, what's up? Oh, I'm like, what y'all doing out here? Oh, we just parlaying, chill. I'm saying to myself, this ain't a city that you just be chilling like this. So we went on in the club, had a good time, this and that. So all the guys who had their gold on, their necklaces and stuff, they took it off because oh man, I said, y'all smart. Because you don't know who will be in there, who watching, so they go to LA, a certain city, just couldn't wear your jewelry. It was like that.